Okay, so now that I've set the other side, I have all my centrics and my excursives to where I'm happy. I mean, again, don't stress everything. Main things you want to do is check on ridge and check for centrics. That's, 24 points for centrics and 20 points on ridge. That's almost half of it right there. Another huge thing is 10 points for cleanliness. So if you followed what I said and you flamed, as you've gone along, then it should be pretty clean, and our cleanup should be minimal. One of the things I'm going to do is any holes left I want to fill in with wax using wax from the sheet. Fill in all the holes because you don't want any divots. The next thing I'll do is I'm going to take, now the wax spatula also works for this, but this is a lot sharper, so I like it better. What I'm going to do is, if you notice, you can see how it's pretty uneven here, and that's going to take a lot of flaming, which is going to increase the heat in the wax, make things expand more, and then when it dries, it's going to contract. So what you can do is just try to smooth out the areas as best as possible. Now for this especially for this first one, you don't have to festoon the denture, which is something that you would do on a normal denture, but for the purposes of the practical, you don't have to. So what I do is I just get the big divots out. I want to get it mostly smooth because it doesn't have to be perfect. So I'll go on all the big areas where it's really rough or uneven, and I just kind of real lightly go over it. So there's a lot of little scratches. It's the same concept as polishing a casting. You go from progressively bigger scratches to smaller scratches until it's nice and shiny. And so that's what I'm doing here now, is I'm just taking out the big scratches and making little ones. And I'll do that on both the upper and lower. This one's already pretty good. So the next thing I'll do is, see, now I have some marks on my teeth. I want to get those off. One of the things you want to take is, here's your UCLA polishing kit. This is something totally separate. It's for polishing gold or whatever. And what you want to do is take the Robinson brush, the soft kind. So it's here, and it's softer. You can feel it's a lot softer than the stiff bristle brush. You can use either one. Prefer the soft if you care about your denture teeth. So what I do is I'll take a soft bristle Robinson and put it in your straight handpiece. This is a lab motor, but you can put it in your slow speed. And I can adjust the speed on this. At your desk, you'll just adjust it with your foot. But what's great about this thing is I can take it. You can see how I have some wax. Now you should try, as you're going along, to keep as much wax off of the teeth as you can, but inevitably it's going to happen. You're going to get it on it. So what I do is I'll take this, and you don't press, you just lightly take it off, and you can see how it's taking the wax off very quickly, and it's getting it completely off. So I'll take it along the teeth, almost everywhere where I have a significant amount of wax, and I'll go ahead and do that along both arches. Just to get the majority of the wax off the surfaces. The other thing that it works for is getting some of these pencil marks off. So you can see I have pencil marks here and there to help me line it up. It works fairly well for getting the majority of it off. It's not going to get it all, just because it's really tough to get in those grooves, and you don't want to press too hard because it will take off some of the actually acrylic from the denture teeth, and then you could lose a contact or something. So I'll just try, I'm just brushing it along, getting as much as I can off. Again, the same. I think this takes off. It does take it off, but not as well. I'm just trying to take off the marker that we used to mark. Again, along the incisal edges where we had marked to line it up. Take it off. For the incisors, it works best to go with the incisal edge because they have that little lip on them. Okay, so now once I have everything mostly clean with the brush, almost there, I can take something like, I can't do this because we don't have it out, but you would take alcohol, like the stuff you put in the torch, or you can take orange solvent. If you use orange solvent, be extremely sparing with it because it will dissolve the teeth, or the wax rather. So what I'll do is I'll take a Q-tip or one of these and soak it with alcohol, and then just take it in here and just rub it back and forth. These work pretty well, especially if you pluck out the end, or these work pretty well too. And I'll just back and forth, and I'll take it and clean it until it's almost all gone. Then what I'll do is if all of it doesn't come out, use the cleoid end of the cleoid discoid, and I'll actually take it, and this works extremely well because a lot of times you have wax in there that you don't even realize, and I'll just scrape it out. And when you have the alcohol in here with it, it helps that much better to get it all off. So once everything's totally clean, and everything looks good, holy crap. You got to be careful of that too. Obviously that tooth wasn't glued down all the way. We're just going to pretend that it didn't fall off. So now it comes time to flame. So when I flame, I want to do different parts of the denture at a time. So right now I'll maybe take this, and you can use the Hanau or the Buffalo torch. This is the Buffalo torch. Sometimes I like this better because it just seems like it's sometimes easier to control, and there's a lot of wind in here right now, so I'm going to come down here. But basically, when I flame, I want to hold it. Oh my god, it's too windy in here.
Tips, guys.